Hello. Sorry, I got a bit delayed. Um, but let's get started. I'm Yanqi, owner of this channel. I've been, I've been a professional programmer for almost 20 years since 2009, and so um, what I do here on this stream is basically just getting projects I want to work on to work hopefully. And so today I think I'll continue what I started last week. That is basically getting one of my um, planned project hopefully off the ground. Um, let's see. So I do need to get my Visual Studio window over here. So let's see. Uh, Streaming note. Okay. Um. So let's see. So last time I started to work on a project that is this how should I say a streaming companion because um this stream is pretty boring because nobody's watching, but I still want to continue to do it, and therefore, I think I need something like a desktop companion that actually talks back to me from time to time and watches over what I'm doing. And last week, what we did was trying to get a, a bot going. And so um, we were using this thing in Google's AI Studio. That is, how do you expand this? Yeah, this build thingy to build apps. And one of the one of the presets, I guess, is this Chatterbot. And so basically, what we did was modifying it to instead of just listening to audio, but also add like periodic screen reading functionality, and in the hope that it would actually be able to read the screen and react to it. Now, what we got to last time was basically it will uh, it will talk and then it will actually respond, which is like we didn't break the existing bot, so that's hopefully good. But why isn't it talking now? Or did I not have my audio on again? Well, I do have my audio. The monitoring works. Um, so it's this thing that's not working. So let's see what's going on. Which microphone? Continue allowing blah. Sure. Allow it to use my thingy. But which microphone though? Manage microphone. Here. Well, it is using the USB microphone. Okay. Which is the one that I'm using to record audio. So, hello, can you hear me? Not really. Great. Guess back to square one. Reload the app. see what is going on here. Your screen sharing false. Okay.
Oh.
Is it talking? Hello, can you hear me? What else should I do? That's weird. Last week it worked. What if, let's see. I do have another microphone that is on this webcam. So maybe I should change it to allow the browser to also use the thingy. Let's see, microphone. Whoa, okay. What about devices? The actual microphone device. Let's pause that one for a bit. Here are just apps that's using the thingy. Yeah, you all don't need these. Skype. Wow. Back to this. Devices. I don't know, over the years Windows has improved some part, but man, it's hard. Okay, so that's the output speaker. Input microphone, which, what? Wait, sound devices. Where did, yeah, here, okay. Enable it, and then we can probably here set it to pick a different microphone, maybe. Okay, back to here. Let's reload again. Oh shoot, what's going on? Why is the font all out of the place? Okay, let's start. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Oh my god, what's going on here? Ooh. You know what? I think so. This is a different copy that I saved for the project last week. This one probably works. Let's see. Allow. Okay. Hope for the best.
Hello, I'm the screen reader bot. I can describe what's on your screen. Please start screen sharing for me to begin.
Can you hear me first?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Please start screen sharing for me to describe what's on your screen.
Okay. Share one screen. Can you see
I
the
see.
screen?
Yes, I can see your screen now. It shows a Google search results page.
I don't think you're actually seeing my screen.
I am seeing your screen, but it looks like you've stopped sharing. If you share again, I can describe what's on it.
Reload. Start.
Hello,
Share screen.
I'm the screen reader bot. I can describe what's on your screen. Please start screen sharing for me to begin.
So I shared something. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see your screen now. I see a web browser with a Google search page open. There's a search bar in the middle of the page. Hello, I'm the screen reader bot. I can describe what's on your screen. Please start screen sharing for me to begin.
Can you see what's sharing?
Yes, I can see your screen now. It appears to be a code editor with several files open. The main window displays a text file with some notes in it. On the left side, there's a file explorer showing various files and folders.
Okay, so I'm currently sharing the VS Code screen with the bot. Let me change the screen.
I see. The main window shows a file titled 2025-05-06-streamingnote.md. It contains some notes related to Dropbox, file handling, and a to-do list. The File Explorer on the left lists several other files, including AI Persona Sim.md and streamingcomparison.md.
That should be streaming companion.md, but okay. What do you see now?
The screen now shows a different file named index.tsx. It appears to contain code, possibly in TypeScript, and includes import statements for React and app. On the right side, there's a preview window displaying a blue circle with 2 dots and a horizontal line, labeled Screen Reader Bot.
Do you know that's you?
Yes, based on the preview, it appears to be a representation of me, the Screen Reader Bot.
So can you read to yourself and then read to yourself and read to yourself in the infinite loop?
I understand your question. However, I cannot perform an infinite loop of reading my own description, as that would not be a helpful use of my function. My purpose is to describe the content on your screen for you. Is there anything else on the screen I can describe for you?
What did I just do?
You minimized the window containing the code editor. Now, the screen shows a terminal window with the prompt PSC.
Well, I mean, I just paused the thing. I think you got the idea. So basically, the original bot was just listening and use Gemini's two-way live streaming API to do this voice communication. And then what we did last time was basically ask the Gemini Code Assistant to add functionality to do screen capture, and then place the captured screen basically as an image, and then send it along with the API, so it somehow can actually read the screen and then describe the content basically. So as a proof of concept, this works because what I want to prove is that I can send image along with the Gemini Live API, and then besides just listening, it can actually read the screen itself. However, a big disclaimer is all these was written by Gemini Code Assist. I have no clue how they did it. So what I think I should do is, since it says ask anything, how does screen share to the bot work? I don't know. I'm I'm not sure if it can even understand this question. But let's minimize the preview window. How do I do that? There's only maximize. Oh, here. Okay. I can explain how screen sharing works in the to the bot. Blah blah blah. Yes. Yes. Wait. What? Why? Oh, okay. It's in. Wait. So use live API hook. Is it this? So is a hook something that you use in TypeScript? Let's call ChatGPT Sensei to the help. Oh. Okay. Oh, codec. Wait, what? Oh, I can access codec now? Or no? Probably not. Bummer. Yeah, I only paid $20. Sorry. So let's see if we can use audio here, but let's change it so that it uses does it have anything to customize? Oh well. Whoa.
Hi there. Nice to meet you.
I thought the configuration should be on microphone. Hey, can you hear me? ChatGPT.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so I am trying to learn a bit about TypeScript. What
Great
does
choice.
a hook mean in TypeScript?
In TypeScript, the term hook usually refers to a function used in frameworks like React. React hooks let you use state and other React features in functional components. They aren't specific to TypeScript, but are commonly used with it. TypeScript helps ensure that the hooks and their associated values have the correct types, making your code safer and easier to maintain.
What is it? What's the difference between a hook versus a callback?
A hook and a callback serve different purposes. A callback is a function passed as an argument to another function, which gets invoked after some operation is completed, like handling events, fetching data, or performing an asynchronous operation. A hook, especially in the context of React, is a special function that lets you hook into React state and lifecycle features from function components. Hooks provide a way to reuse stateful logic across components without changing their component hierarchy. For example, useState and useEffect are common hooks in React that manage state and side effects in function components. So, while a callback is a general programming concept used to handle the completion of tasks, a hook is a specific pattern in React that allows you to tap into React's core features in a functional way.
Okay. What about like say, well, I'm an Android developer, so what I know more is say like lifecycle events and lifecycle hooks that's defined in activities. So you're saying that these hooks are similar in like say a React app's lifecycle basically.
Exactly. In a React app, hooks like useEffect can be thought of as similar to lifecycle methods in Android activities. For instance, in Android, you have lifecycle methods like onCreate, onStart, onResume, and so forth. In React, you can use useEffect to run code at specific points in a component's lifecycle, such as when the component mounts, updates, or unmounts. This allows React function components to perform side effects and manage resources, similarly to how you'd handle lifecycle events in Android activities. Essentially, hooks give you a way to tap into these life cycle like moments in a more modular and reusable way.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions as you dive into type.
Hi there. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Hi there.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Feel free to ask me about any.
Maybe I don't really need to write my own companion. I can just use ChatGPT. I don't know. But let's see. So basically, this is saying like once the screen share is initialized in this use live API hook, this whole file. Somehow something defined and that there is this hook so that the okay, anyway, so in here this send frame is basically doing the screen capture, or actually saving the screen capture into something, right? And in background, blah, 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 blah. Is it 2 frames per second? I saw it changed back to 1. Yeah, 1 FPS. So here, this is clients. Oh wait, so where's that? Send real time. So here, this is where we are okay, so if the screen sharing is actually working, we call this send real-time input. Bot sees the screen. So creates an instruction. I wonder why it has. Well, I mean, like, I wonder why it hallucinates whenever like I start sharing screen, but not really sharing. So let's see. Okay, let's close this. Sorry, the code is really small. I hope this is better. So basically, once we have a callback, then there should be this console log being logged, and then how does that even work? Well, anyway, so we base64 encoded to that. So Gen Live Client, Gen AI Live Client, and then This is send, and then send real-time input. It's MIME type and data. So okay. Let's see. Gemini API. So this is currently in preview, so that's fine. How the API works? Yes. So we can send text, audio, video. Sending, receiving audio. So that's the current audio thingy. Then okay. So basically, like, this is saying when you use incremental, in regular chat completion, we basically append. So, well, I mean, they use terms, but say in OpenAI's thingy, it's like messages. And so it's like the back and forth between user and the model is also sent along the next message completion, because again, as we probably all know, the LLMs don't really have any state, and so we need to reestablish all the state so it can like replay and become like the next to predict your next well, for it to produce tokens for the next sentence that it wants to say, basically. And here it's saying like for longer content, it provides single message summary. So basically, it's like we need to make another call to LM to basically create a summary from the previous N messages and then have it summarize it there, and then to save the context. But anyway, that's not relevant to us right now. That's native audio output. Tool use. Yeah, it can work without code execution and doesn't load that, which is fine. Asynchronous. That's interesting. Combine multiple tools. That's also okay. Voice activity detection. Yeah. Token count. Yes. Contact window compression, session resumption. I guess I'll need to use this in the eventual solution, but let's see. it didn't really answer my question of this. Once we have the, well, not that, but back to this live API, not live API context. Use live API. Yeah, this one. So when we send frame, is this the right way to do it? Well, let's ask Gemini. You would think I should ask ChatGPT, but since this is a Google product, can you help me understand Gemini? Can I talk to it? Probably yes or no, yes. Allow this time. Which microphone is in use? Microphone. Which microphone is in use? Oh, okay. This works. Can you help me understand Gemini Live API, especially around where did that thing go? What? No. Back to here. Client. Gen AI Live Client. When sending video, image frames. Okay, I'll let it think a bit. Let's go back to here where it's explaining how that works. Here, this along with your audio, elaborate the point about seeing the frames along with audio. How does that work? I forgot one very important sentence. Cite your sources. Okay, there are actually two separate streams. Audio recorder. Where is audio recorder? Here. So, well, I am sending in, so this is basically saying like, both the audio recorder is calling the send, it's calling send input. Send real-time input, but in here in audio recorder or something. So it creates this audio recorder node. Wow, 8 times a second. Send and clear buffer. 16 kilohertz. Okay. So there's the volume meter prompt. You are currently use the screen analyze the content visible on screen. Compare observation. Read text, describe, or comment on activity. Well, okay, so as we just saw, it should, I mean, it was actually reading the screen and seeing changes because I was showing the AI Studio and then switched to a terminal, and I didn't correctly identify the terminal. Another thing I did last time was basically in here where we capture the screen. Basically, I was trying out different resolutions and see how it can actually understand it. But to be honest, like after using this, so here when we do, so this is the regular AI Studio chat, where we can pick different models and then different modalities and stuff. So here, if you take a look at advanced settings, I think, or something, use a multimodal input, I think. So when we come, to flash preview, April. There's no, I don't need stop sequence. No, I don't, no, let's see, restart, and, should be 2.0 flash, right? Something, German 2.5 flash preview, it should be flash preview 0520. Where did it go? Oh, streaming here. When we do streaming, say even for Flash 1, there's this like resolution per token, tokens per image. Basically, when an image is sent to LLM, it also underwent the tokenization. And I actually don't know how this token count is counted. So let's see. Maybe Gemini will understand. Oh, I haven't even read the answer last time. Let's use the last one. In streaming, there is an option to use 16 token per image versus 258 token per images. What is the solution for the images with different token counts? What? Can you see that? What? What does mean? Sorry, just taking it completely out of context. Sinhala word. This is a weird turn. But anyway, let's go back to here. So we were here. Anyway, Google Cloud, Vertex AI, yeah. I highly doubt Vertex AI actually uses that as what is. Please cite your sources and give me the link. Okay, 768 by 768 also costs 258 tokens. Huh. Okay, back to the first question. We initially asked like send real-time input. Here's breakdown real-time blah. Well, this is actually a TypeScript, or it's TypeScript, right? I think it was. WebSocket blah 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 blah. Chunks of data, video frame, model. Okay. Frame extraction. Sure. Yes, we do use base 64. Let's see. 16. So, anyway, sending via WebSocket, continue streaming. Okay, so this is Google's blog, but that's actually before I/O. I wonder if anything's changed. Probably not. It's still pre-alpha. Okay, there's a cookbook about documentation. Cookbook. Okay, a notebook. Why? Why not? I don't need. Oh well. Async tasks. Resumable sessions. What's okay? So this is the actual Python version. Native audio. Wow, there's even Lyria. Okay. So Lyria is Google's like music generation type of thing. But anyway, sorry, I need to do something real quick. Be back in just a moment. Okay, I'm back. So where was I? We were trying to understand the send real-time input and get real-time input. So let's go back to one thing that this Gemini AI Studio is dangerous is this this Google AI Studio is dangerous is if you navigate away, you pretty much lose the changes that you did here, basically. And so back to this. I mean, you will lose all the things that we typed here, but since we didn't make any changes, it's fine. Let's see. And you can use this save button to actually save the changes, but then although like after you do every prompt in the left hand side panel, it will have something called a checkpoint, but that thing doesn't really work, unfortunately. So but I want to try something. So instead of this chatterbot, let's see. Let me turn off the thing and have the preview only. Your screen reader bot, blah blah, describing on the user screen. Speak clearly and concisely. Announce when you are starting to read or describe a new area to the screen. Answer based on content. If user asks you to work in continue mode, you will describe changes actively back to the user as you receive more frames. Stop when user say normal mode. As you can probably tell, my English is not good. So this is more like an experiment to see if I don't. So what I want is a bot that talks back, right, automatically, and can catch whatever. But right now, as is, I don't think it's doing that because this Live API is also powering Gemini Live, which is on Android phone. That is like the thing that you probably saw in some commercial. That's like basically this thing where say you turn on screen recording. Okay, now it's showing me, but it will like supposedly answer your question based on what it see via the camera. However, when you try to say just describe what you saw, it doesn't really come back that way. So I think, well, I'm trying with that prompt, but I'm not sure that works. Because last week I tried, it's not really working as intended.
The screen does.
So
This.
I'll just share entire screen.
The screen displays a Google Meet window. I see a few participants, and the main part of the screen is showing a presentation.
Well,
The presentation has a title slide that reads, "The Impact of Language Models on Education." There are a few images on the slide as well.
where did you get that? You're hallucinating, unfortunately.
I apologize if my description was inaccurate. Based on the current screen content, the presentation slide clearly displays the title, "The Impact of Language Models on Education," along with a few relevant images. I am providing information directly from what I see.
The screen sharing functionality is currently broken. I don't think you can actually see my screen.
I understand your concern. While I cannot directly see your screen due to limitations, I am interpreting information from the shared feed. The current view consistently shows the presentation slide with the title I described. If there are any discrepancies, I will do my best to provide the most accurate information available from the feed.
Anyway, let me copy the prompt over. Apparently, because this thing doesn't persist across. Or you can, you know what?
Hello, I'm the screen reader bot. I can describe what's on your screen. Please start screen sharing for me to begin.
How do I stop sharing?
Hello, I'm the screen reader bot. I can describe what's on your screen. Please start screen sharing for me to begin.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen now. It looks like you're in an interface with some code on the left and a preview on the right. The preview shows a character labeled Screen Reader Bot. Hello, I'm the Screen Reader Bot. I can describe what's on your screen. Please start screen sharing for me to begin.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen now. It looks like you're in the Google Cloud Studio interface. On the left, there's a code assistant, and in the center, there are some code files displayed, including agent.tsx, controltray.tsx, and index.tsx. On the right, there's a preview panel with a character labeled Screen Reader Bot.
Work in continuous mode.
Continuous mode is now active. I will describe any changes I see on the screen. Currently, you're viewing the index.tsx file, and the preview panel shows the Screen Reader Bot character. The code includes standard React imports and a basic root rendering setup.
Are you seeing anything interesting?
The view on your screen has changed. It now shows a split screen layout. On the left, there's a file explorer with a directory named Word Notes. On the right, there's a text editor displaying a Markdown file with notes related to streaming code experiments and potential issues with Dropbox.
What about now?
The display has switched back to the Google Cloud Studio interface. The left panel shows a code assistant, and the center displays the code files, including agent.tsx and index.tsx. The right panel again shows the preview with the Screen Reader Bot character.
What about now?
The screen now shows a Bing search results page. The search query is Gemini API Doc. The results include links to Google Cloud documentation and other resources related to the Gemini API.
And now?
The screen is now displaying the Google Cloud AI documentation page for the Gemini API. It specifically shows the section on sending and receiving audio, with Python code examples for handling live audio input.
Okay, so my prompt doesn't work. Basically, there needs to be some other way for it to be in this continuously detecting mode, and that's what my attempt last time stopped. That's where I stopped last time. After the streaming, I spent a few more hours on trying to get it to work. There's this periodic thingy. What the approach was basically in the live API where we were doing this send image frame. We made it so that besides sending the frame, here when we do send frame, yeah, we capture, well, we request frame from the capture every second, and then once we got the image, we then start, say, like sending it via some promise, I think. I mean, where we were doing the send real-time input, I think. Where did that go? Send real-time input. So as we send images, we send some other things, I think. And audio recorder was the same, I think. It just kept sending the audio sample every once in a while. And there is some other thing we try to basically say, like there's a ping basically going to the server and say, look at this frame, and if anything changed, then say something, otherwise return a token that specifies no change. Unfortunately, that also didn't work, because for some reason it basically just says no change all the time. So my gut feeling is if I do keep, say, multiple samples in memory looping, then we can do, say, diff on the frame, and if the diff is, say, 20% more different, say like 20% of the screen changed, then we will we'll do something that is like, okay, screen changed and stuff like that. That could be the logical next iteration. But I think I'm not going to continue on with this code per se. I would rather go back to the part where we have this screen reader chatbot, and then do something. But let me do one thing. When starting screen share, there is a very high chance that the screen share doesn't work.
Hello, I'm the screen reader bot. I can describe what's on your screen. Please start screen sharing for me to begin.
Okay, thinking really hard. Blah 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 blah. When did you start wrestling with the bug? Okay. If we interleave audio and image frame data via send what was that, real time? Put on the same client. Will the results come in knowing the image data along with Okay, so basically I just need to clarify if the way we're using it is correct. I mean, from the behavior, it's probably correct. So the question then becomes like, how do we make the model more proactive in terms of like seeing the content on screen and then understand what's going on? Like, um, maybe I should read up on detecting activities from video, and this makes me want to just get OpenCV out and just do some like video analysis. Is it auto fixing? It's not. Is it bombing out? Okay. Not sure what changed, but let's see.
Hello, I'm the screen reader bot. I can describe what's on your screen. Please start screen sharing for me to begin.
What do you see now?
I see a code editor window. On the left side, there's a panel with some comments, and on the right, there's the code itself. Looks like it's in a language like TypeScript or JavaScript, with buttons for screen sharing and connection status.
What about now?
Now I see a Manage Sound Devices window. It shows lists of outputs devices, such as speakers, and input devices, like microphones. You can see the different audio options available.
And what's on screen now?
I see a File Explorer window with a list of files and directories. On the right side, there's a text editor displaying some notes or code. It looks like you're navigating through files. Hello, I'm the screen reader bot. I can describe what's on your screen. Please start screen sharing for me to begin.
What's on my screen?
I see a website with a coding interface. On the left side, there's a problem description titled Binary Tree Zigzag Level Order Traversal. The right side has a code editor with Python code and a section for test cases.
Do you see anything interesting?
The problem description includes a binary tree diagram with nodes labeled 3, 9, 20, 15, and 7. The test case input shows a representation of this tree as a list: 3, 9, 20, null, null, 15, 7.
So I think the frame isn't updated after we stop sharing and then restart sharing. So I'll ask it to fix it. But I mean, the more fundamental question is, how do we make it more proactive, right? I don't know. Maybe you should ask Gemini or ask ChatGPT. Well, let's go back to Gemini and see what the answer was to the last question. Like, winter leaf, does it actually get both? Let's see. Greatly appreciated. Just ask it to give me an example, but let's come back here. What was the fix? Or what went wrong? Oh. Huh. Why is it giving higher frame rate? I don't know. Load.
Hello, I'm the screen reader bot. I can describe what's on your screen. Please start screen sharing for me to begin.
Can you see my screen? Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen now. It looks like you're on a Google Gemini webpage. There's a section with text about use cases for video and audio feeds, and another section with information about Google AI examples on GitHub.
Okay, so I mean, it gave me a few examples, and I'll just ask it to give me like their internal prompt. What are you seeing, screen reader bot right now?
I see a few examples on the screen. They include a mention of a GitHub repository for Google AI examples and a list of key things to search for related to WebSocket examples, multimodal video, and functions for streaming input. Hello, I'm the screen reader bot. I can describe what's on your screen. Please start screen sharing for me to begin.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen now. It appears to be a coding environment. There's a section with code, a part with arrows, and a preview window.
Well,
There is a terminal window on the left that displays ZZZ. The term ZZZ is not recognized as the name of a commandlet.
what is your instruction?
My instruction is to describe the content on your screen. I am also instructed to alert you if I see the word ZZZ. I have already noted the presence of that word.
Can you notify me every time you see it?
Yes, I will notify you every time I see the word ZZZ on the screen. It is currently visible in the terminal window.
Well, it's 3 p.m. I think we probably need to stop. So what I think is going on is
I am looking at the screen. There is a terminal window on the left that displays ZZZ. The term ZZZ is not recognized as the name of a commandlet.
so this is more like the streaming companion on POC, proof of concept in AI Studio, screen reading chatter bot. To do what we did today. It's June already. What we did was basically fix screen sharing. So much work we did for the last hour and a half actually. But to do is actually more like figuring out a way to make the bot react proactively. And we can say, well, 05 something, 05 27. So yeah, last time basically we asked it to do to detect like every other second or so, for like if you see any significant change then blah, but it didn't. I would think that would work, but you know what? We'll leave that for next time. So until next time, I'm Yinchi. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll continue the journey to write a companion that will hopefully make my streaming more fun in the future. Okay, have a good one. Bye.